What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another SLA video. Alright guys, we have reset tomorrow. So a lot of you guys, you damn slackers, are probably saving your guild boss fights till today. So I'm going to show you guys two very important videos. And I want to say big shout out to two people. Number one, we're going to be Mouse. Of course, you guys know I promote him all the time. One of my favorite content creators for this game. One of my favorite people. And also another really good dude that I love. That's right, he's going to probably call me the GAY word. And I will say he's got a, unlike me who looks amazing bald, this man looks great with hair. And that's Materia. Listen, I'm blown the F away that Materia decided to actually try at anything related to Guild Boss. So I'm going to promote both their channels right now. So big shout out to both. Both of these videos are going to be in my description. So one is going to be a pay to win heavy strategy. The second one is actually going to be more of a free to play strategy, which I was blown away by, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go and show you guys both videos because I want to promote these. This again is why I love the SLA community, because a lot of you guys put effort into getting things done and then providing it via videos. And this is why we content creators exist, right? It's not only just to give you guys news and updates, but also give you guys tips and tricks and strategies. And hell, I'm even learning once in a while, which is a great thing always as a man to do, or as anyone to do, as a matter of fact. So without further ado, guys, before we get into the actual videos, I do want to remind everybody, content creator program is going on. I'm giving away all these codes every single day. Essence Stones times 1,000, Gold times 500k, Mana Power Extra times 1, Rune Fragment times 150. We're going to go ahead and give you guys these. All new supporters will be getting this. All existing supporters should already have it. If you support, every few hours this will be sent, so you guys will all get these before they expire. Now they do expire on the 21st, guys, so it is coming up very soon. In 6 days these are gone, right? So get them while they're hot. More codes on the way, so click that support button, guys. Get in there. Now let's start off with let's do the free to play one first. So Materia actually got a really cool strategy, guys. I don't know what's going on. This man deserves way more love than he gets. So please, guys, go give him a like, subscribe, do all that jazz. Again, this will be in the description of the video. So here we go. Let's jump in here and listen to this. I'm not gonna listen to the whole thing. I'm gonna give you guys the full strat that he puts together, just so you guys can go watch his video instead. But this look is hilarious to me, and the man has, again, a nice set of hair. Here we go.
What? Emma's making a guild
yeah, that's right. That's what I said. Sorry, guys. Let me put this on my speaker.
boss video, and it's a completely new strat no one ever talked about.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty surprised. I was blown away when. So shout out to Nox who sent this to me. This was a surprise to me that you even decided to do this. So we'll talk a little bit about the testing here.
The build itself, and at the end you will see the runs. I'll let them play.
So first off, you guys can see it's all about SJW doing a ton of damage. No Kana required. Yusuyuna's in there. You can technically replace a lot of these units here for this strategy as well.
But first
mostly
foremost,
it's coming from
this is
SJW.
the first run. Also thanks to my guild member Saya, who did a lot of testing, also with me together, tried to figure out what we can cook up with. Also with Fagner being out now and the whole defense penetration thing and so forth.
There you guys
and
go.
there was always that one weapon which piqued our interest, and that was the Night Killer.
Okay, so you guys can see Night Killer is level 57, A5. All right, so now, if most of you guys are like me, you would have probably kept a lot of your SJW weapons just in case you ever need them in the future, right? I've kept a lot of them. Some of them I actually sold. Ironically enough, I didn't follow my own advice for the first time ever, and I actually sold it a couple days ago just to get myself enough. I'm kicking myself in the ass now. Enough to get myself my SB up to 120 or 110. So my mistake on that part. I didn't listen to my own advice. I've got a couple weapons still at A5 that I've always liked. Right, Night Killer was not one of them. So if you do start collecting them again, hold on to them specifically for the strategy.
Because the Night Killer provides you with defense penetration.
That's right.
And the cool thing about that is you don't even need any advancement for this weapon. That's how good that weapon is for that content and how free-to-play friendly it also is. Now what we can see here, there's a couple of tests we did. Now what you see here is 12 billion score. 9 billion with Jinwoo, but that was with, as you can see here from the screenshot, a level 57 A5 Night Killer weapon. Wasn't it? Everybody should have Mythic Reawakening. If you still have your selector, go pick up your red Reawakening. It's very important. And for the stat, it's 250 points in intelligence, and the rest is in attack.
Now, the reason why you put intelligence is that it also further takes away, even without Intuit, it further takes away some of the reduction, about 2 seconds or so, maybe a little less, to help Reawakening do even further, right? So you guys can see here, additional testing. Now this one here, he's got level 100, A10. Night Killer instead, right? Mythic Blessings, gold skills, 250 intelligence, rest is attack. So you guys can see he went up to 16 million damage versus what it was before, okay? So you guys can see his damage went up the more his Night Killer went up as well, obviously doing more damage. This one here as well to gold blessings rather than red. So this is a little bit less than the red mythic one. So again, it's great that Matt is showing you all these testing abilities. And here's the stats, right? Like you can see crit rate is a 13k. His defense pen is a 31%, damage increases 25%, critical hit damage is 182, and then his attack is 44k. So attack doesn't really need to be that high for this to work, right? So I'm gonna go through this a little bit, and you guys can see this is Night Killer, and the reason why it works so well is at A0, when telekinesis is used, inflicts a Night Killer effect every 5 hits. This increases your defense penetration by a certain amount, right? So that's what makes it really good, and also reducing defense quite a bit as well too. So a lot of people are going to ask if the fan works. The fan is very important here. And the reason why the fan is also very important is because it also increases the amount of fire damage you do, and you'll notice a couple things here. Fire damage here will also be done by 2 different skills. So a lot of these skills are going to matter a lot as well too. You guys can see arm set is being used for defense penetration, or at least the defense down, you know, and most of these guys here are all set up as they should be. What matters here skill wise, and everybody uses this skill right now, is going to be detonation. All right, he's got a legendary, I believe, or maybe no, he's got a mythic here, and of course the sonic explosion, which also is mythic for him. So you guys can use either or. Now on my free to play account, I personally used both of these, and they're both heroic for me. Okay, and I still did fairly decent. I didn't use the strat though. I used the bow and the book. Those are the 2 things I used because I don't have Night Killer, I don't have the fan, right? So I didn't have a choice, but this is how that works out. So you guys can see that. Now in terms of blessings, you guys can see also he's using what's called Surge as his QTE. And then of course the Water 1 Ice Strike for his other QTE. And then these are the Blessing Stones. So Bloodlust, Sharp Perception, Boss Killer, and Reawakening. Again, all mythical. You guys can go with the legendary versions if you have them. They still will work well enough. And then you guys can check out the rest of the video for the setup for characters. Matt, great strategy here. So secret build teaser. Let's see what this says.
We're currently working on a strat, a Fury for the water team. If our Fury is true, it will change Guild Boss forever.
Oh, big take there. Okay, Guild, this is gold skills only. So again, this is how this starts off. Start off with the usual thing. You go right with the Shadow Step, right into detonation. You guys can see that. Now he's casting Night Killer. Damn it! Right in the middle of the screen. There's Night Killer. There you guys saw it. Now the defense penetration will apply here, okay? So again, I'm not going to do the whole run, guys, because I think you guys can go watch this yourselves. I think it's important to go watch the whole run. So go give Em a like. Em, I'm going to keep this here for you. Thank you for sharing the strat. This is incredible. And I think everybody who's looking to increase their boss battle, especially free-to-play players to Dolphins, this is an amazing strat. Okay, so there you guys go. That's M's portion. I'm going to move over to Mouse's portion, which is also pretty crazy. You guys know Mouse is the king, in my opinion, of guild boss fights as well as Typal. I find them both to be very equal at this. And of course, you guys can see here, he's got a pretty damn good strat, and his is very close to being probably the top strat right now in the game. Now, this is going to be a lot more extensive in regards to requirements. Okay, so here's the team comps.
This is the team composition, and the overall strategy here is to stack defense penetration, stack fire damage on Jinwoo, and Jinwoo will be the main DPS. So
okay, so Jinwoo's your main DPS, and again, it's all defense penetration. Remember when I told you guys when Falconer came out that Kanai will no longer be viable or as viable anymore? This is what I was talking about, right? You guys can see everybody here provides defense penetration. Defense pen, defense pen, defense pen, defense pen with a buff. Of course, the crit damage bonus plus charmed, and then of course she provides crit damage or crit hit with her
Kanai
brand.
was already removed because there is no way she can perform well here. Well, she can perform decently. However, she's having a hard time because she doesn't have the Sixth Sense buff, which you can only activate after breaking twice with 5 stacks each.
And you can't break twice, exactly.
Right, so now it has less defense than the previous version, and the defense still increases as the rage goes up, and there is also an increase in some sort of defense decrease resistance, which is why Choi and Aneris is not anymore as impactful as before. So why does the fire team work if there's going to be a high defense and there's a defense decrease resistance? Well, it does not block penetration, which is why penetration is also crucial here in this fight. However,
you probably want to use
like
arm
I
for all your
mentioned,
DPS.
penetration is good on fire team because they already have starting penetration from their passives, from Isil, 4% stacking up to 3 times. And in connection to the previous video where I shared how my Thomas Andre sabotaged my water team, I tested this and I tested Kana as well, and I can pretty much confirm that it's actually not just stacking up to 3 times in the guild boss. The counter actually increases beyond 3 times even if they are in the other team or team B, which is why in my previous video my Chai-In's damage actually got reduced when I used Thomas Andre on team B. It's probably because her A4, I haven't tested Chai-In personally, okay, but I heard that some people tested that already and confirmed that. So this A4 and I don't know what else is actually stacking more bonuses from both teams beyond 3 times. You can do a quick test, by the way, just to confirm. You can add Isel with Jinwoo.
No, this game's translations are awful. Okay, so what Mouse is essentially saying is the thing that says when you have 3 people in the same team, you'll get a bonus. Apparently, if the second team also has the same element that applies to that bonus, it will also apply. So it's not just a team; it's the entire. I guess team in this case is everybody. So I guess that makes sense because now we have to start getting used to the terminology team battle being literally everybody on the field. So that might make sense actually, okay? So you guys can see here, he's got the full team setup. I'm going to go a little bit further because I want you guys to actually watch his video because Mouse does probably one of the best people out there to explain things. Here you guys.
I'm trying to find way to be able to actually just completely remove the defense decrease. You're gonna see the run later. I'm not sure if that was the run without Shadow Step. I sure did use some Shadow Step because that's gonna stop the attack patterns, but it's not gonna be as crucial.
Okay. So here's the SJW build.
And so with that, here's my Jinwoo build that I used here to get that.
Right, now this is more pay to win, of course, because it requires you to use 2 SSR weapons at max level to get this performance.
Using a boss slayer, and by the way, I already discussed this before in one of my POD videos, if I remember correctly. So this is skill type multiplier, a basic additive to skill type multiplier like basic skills, ultimate skill percent, things like those. So the reason why it works well with the fire is because the fire skills do not have the skill damage bonus percent here. Like Sonic Explosion does not have that. It will increase the core attack damage though. I would assume this will get some diminishing return.
Yeah,
it will not work well, for example, with skills like Magnifying Slash, which already has that
huge diminishing return
skill damage bonus multiplier.
Okay, so the way that works, guys, is anytime you see multipliers that increase your damage, those blessing stones with 29% will actually have a massive diminishing return on anything with massive multipliers. So you don't see the difference very much. But anything like Sonic Explosion, sorry, not Sonic Explosion, Dagger Toss one, that one doesn't have any bonuses, so it's gonna be a full-on 29 some odd percent. So that's gonna help a lot, obviously, right? So you guys can see he's using the same setup as M, Sonic Explosion, Dagger Toss, Explosion, right? And he's got ourselves all of the setups here. So Sharp Perception, Boss Layer, We Are One, Reawakening, and then the rest are set up that way. And of course, you guys can see his stats here. Again, go through this because his defense pen is super, super high. And that's what's going to really matter the most here is setting up your defense pen. And then the arm set and X percent. Remember I've been telling you guys to start saving arm sets? I have a good arm set for almost every unit now for that reason. So make sure you start collecting your arm set, guys. It's very, very important. And then you guys can watch through the rest of this, see the Hunter's builds, and then go through that. Now you guys can see his full run if you need to.
It loses its value. It's not, the rotation is actually quite random, like the one I showed you in the water team. In case you haven't watched it, you can watch that. And we are now under the assumption that defense decrease has
Why does she look like a
will
dwarf?
still help during the early rages.
Yikes.
Just by a bit, but afterwards it loses its value. It's not going to be as effective anymore. Okay, so what I do is I press spacebar one time and then immediately cast the fan, even if there is no Shadow Step yet, and then dagger
right into dagger
into the bow. Then I'm gonna get the Shadow Step afterwards. And by the way, I'm using, I forgot to mention, I'm using that surge, the fire QTE, and then Sonic Stream, another attacks. Dagger, core, overshadow. And the timing for the QTE is quite random because there is no guaranteed proc for that. So what I do is just whenever I have a skill,
and that's pretty much it, guys.
I just
that's
use
the pattern
it.
right there.
And as long as it does not delay the cooldown of my Dagger Toss and Sonic Stream and Bow and the fan, I'm gonna use that QTE. And if not, then I'm not gonna use it. And if it will affect the timing, I won't use it. Okay, so
one thing I want to check
just
with SJW,
depending on your
150
compatibility with your skill.
150 intelligence only because I'm assuming because his reawakening is mythic. and 524 in strike. So there you guys go. Check out both of these. You guys can see his damage in comparison is 19.5 almost. That's crazy. Emma, SL doing about almost the same damage over Yusayuni. Even Emma's just killing it right now. So of course, because all these guys offer so much defense penetration. So guys, there you guys go. Thank you so much to Mouse and Materia for sharing these strats. Guys, go like both of their channels. Both videos will be in the description. Again, if you're looking for good guild boss guides, specifically Mouse, but I'm shocked that Materia made a strat. So shout out to him for doing that. More content to come your way, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.